Dear students, in the previous video, we came to know about Mr. M. Hamel's dress, the streets being occupied by the elderly persons of the village, and addressing them by Mr. M. Hamel about the last lesson. Now let us see ahead. Poor man, it was in honor of this last lesson that he had put on his fine Sunday clothes, and now I understood why the old men of the village were sitting there in the back of the room. It was because they were sorry too that they had not gone to school more. It was their way of thanking our master for his 40 years of faithful service and of showing their respect for the country that was theirs no more. Here, the narrator, French describes, he calls his teacher poor man because now he was being forced to leave the school. He had been served there faithfully for 40 years, and it was in the honor of the last lesson that he had put on his best Sunday clothes. He had put on that dress which he put on only on the inspection days or on prize distribution days. Now the narrator understands why the elderly persons of the village were sitting there. He describes that they were sitting there in order to express their gratitude towards the teacher who had served the school for 40 years, who had served the school faithfully for 40 years, and they have come to express their respect towards the teacher, towards their native language, and towards their nation, which was now theirs no more, as it had been conquered by Prussians and it had gone into the hands of Prussia. Now ahead. While I was thinking of all this, I heard my name called. It was my turn to recite. What would I not have given to be able to say that dreadful rule for the participle all through, very loud and clear and without one mistake, but I got mixed up on the first words and stood there, holding on to my desk, my heart beating and not daring to look up. The narrator here describes that when he was thinking all this about the elderly persons, about the last lesson, about their mother tongue being snatched off from them, now he heard his name called. The teacher, Mr. M. Hamil, called his name, and now it was his turn to recite. He had not given up. He had not made himself able to recite. He was also frightened of that dreadful ruler and the dreadful, the frightful rule of the participles. He had not prepared. He had already mentioned that he had not prepared even the first word, so he could not recite. He could not recite it in a clear way, in a loud way, without one mistake. So he kept on standing. He said nothing. He said that, but I got mixed up on the first words. He became wrong at the first words and stood there. He did not say anything. He stood there, holding on to his desk. His heart beating became faster, and he did not have enough courage to look up towards his teacher. I heard M. Hamel say to me, I would not scold you, little friend. You must feel bad enough. See how it is. Every day we have said to ourselves, bah, I have plenty of time. I will learn it tomorrow. And now you see where we have come out. Ah, that is the great trouble with Alsace. She puts off learning till tomorrow. Now those fellows out there will have the right to say to you, how is it? You pretend to be Frenchmen and yet you can neither speak nor write your own language. But you are not the worst. Poor little French, we have all a great deal to reproach ourselves with. Here, the narrator says that Mr. M. Hamel now told him that he would not scold him. Mr. M. Hamel told French that he would not scold him and he asked him to feel bad. He himself should feel bad that he had not prepared his lessons. And he asked him to feel how it was. He added that every day the people say that we have plenty of time and we can learn it tomorrow, we can do it tomorrow, but the time never waits, and now we have come as we think that we would learn it the next day. The teacher said that they thought they would learn it the next day, but the time had arrived that they were not able to learn anymore. That was their last lesson. So he said that that is the problem with Alsace. She puts C is used for some territory, some country or province. So here C has been used for Alsace. She puts off learning till tomorrow. It is the problem with Alsace. He added that it was the problem with Alsace that the people of Alsace put off learning till the next day. And then those fellows out there would have the right to say to you, those fellows, who are those fellows? Those fellows stands for the Prussians, the enemies. The teacher says that those fellows, the Prussians, would tell them that it is a matter of shame for them that they say they pretend to be Frenchmen, they say they declare themselves to be Frenchmen, and yet they don't neither speak nor write their language clearly. However, he added that not only the students, not only French, but all of them had a great deal to to reproach themselves. How? Let us see. Your parents were not anxious enough to have you learn. They preferred to put you to work on a farm or at the mills so as to have a little more money. And I have been to blame also. Have I not often sent you to water my flowers instead of learning your lessons? And when I wanted to go fishing, did I not just give you a holiday? The narrator here says that Mr. M. Hamel not only reproached the students but he also reproached the parents also, that they asked the children, they asked their boys to go to work at some field or at some sawmill in order to earn, in order to get some extra money. But they did not pay much attention to their study. And he blamed himself also, saying that many times he asked the students to water his plants, and when he wanted to go fishing, he gave them a holiday. In his opinion, it was not good. Then, from one thing to another, M. Hamel went on to talk of the French language, saying that it was the most beautiful language in the world, the clearest, the most logical, that we must guard it among us and never forget it, because when a people are enslaved, as long as they hold fast to their language, it is as if they had the key to their prison. Then he opened a grammar and read us our lesson. Here, the narrator describes that then Mr. M. Hamel talked of the native language. He talked of French language and he said that it was the most beautiful, it was the clearest and the most logical language in the world. So he asked the people to hold on their language, to stick to their language, and he said that it was the key to their political emancipation. It was the key to their political freedom. It was the key to their prison, that they have been enslaved, and if the people got their language, they one day they would be able to become free. Dear students, remaining in the next video.